Oh, I think he just showed her social media. I think that's like the most cornball move. Oh, look how many followers I have. Look, yeah, 25% that's spotted. Look. If you have to lean on your social media page rather than your personality or whatever, like it's the biggest indicator you're a loser in real life.
I'm never doing cold approach again because
it's tough.
I'm too famous and good looking. It's intimidating. So that's actually the reason that it doesn't work.
Bruh.
Yeah, that's the reason why.
Bruh.
For those uninitiated or unaware, there was a movement been going on in the social media streets referred to as looks maxing. And one of the names that are attached to the space, actually the most popular name, is a young man by the name of Clavicular. Okay, we're going to call him Clav for the rest of this for the sake of ease, all right? Now, from what I've seen, this man has admitted a bunch of different things that he's done to maximize his looks, including using drugs that will suppress his appetite, right? Using testosterone, which has damaged his ability to have children so that he can gain muscle more easily, right? And he's doing this for the sake of more attention for women.
I was kind of using the drugs as a cope to come across as like a normie.
I believe he's like 24 something years old, but he's going to go on a nose job and has done like what's called bone smashing, where he hits his face in order to shape it into a more chiseled look. Now, I've not gone over his content before on this platform because the majority of his audience seems to be from when you just start puberty, whenever that is for you, up until about 23, 24, 25 years old, which is younger than my audience. But I wanted to bring it up within the confines of this discussion here today, as I think that his reach is getting far beyond that, especially now that he's doing international travel abroad. And let me also say this, is that on this channel, I will talk about the importance of image, right? And certain things that maybe you can change as a young masculine man, such as I talk about that your vocal register, right? A lower register signifies more masculinity. If you're a dude that's walking around with a voice kind of like Mickey Mouse, then, you know, it's going to come across as something that is to be less respected. It just is. Now, what I don't tell you to do is to do things in order to BBL your face up in order to appear more attractive to women. Taking care of yourself or improving your image is fine. That's one thing. But when your entire identity is built around chasing female attention with bone smashing.
You actually took a hammer to your face to shape your jawbone.
Yeah, well, it's all on YouTube.
Did your parents really have to hide the hammers around the house?
They did. That was not a joke. I would say they probably did it like 3 or 4 times. So I had to switch to this baseball trophy, which is a pretty famous prop. I'd be pretty swollen. All my coworkers thought it was pretty weird because this was like before all this stuff became mainstream.
It's still pretty weird.
You're not becoming a better man or a stronger man. You're becoming a better decorated slave to validation. So let's head over to Abba and Preach's channel and see their coverage of it and see what we can learn without further ado.
If you want to roll with us, we're gonna head to one of the clubs. They'll show you a good time, then he's like, whatever. We'll grab one of your numbers.
Look at the fan! Let me just... Woo! That's them being polite.
I'm super interested. Our boy, I wouldn't say our boy, but Clavicular decided to go to Europe and do some rizzing. You know, he got some facial surgeries. He ended up getting a nose job because apparently he didn't look cute enough and causing some problems. But he ended up trying to meet some Europeans and it didn't go well. Okay. And a lot of folks started laughing.
I'm lean as fuck. Miss, should I roll up the shirt or no?
Show him.
She don't give a... Yeah, hopefully this will get me some hoes.
It doesn't.
Oh, hey, ladies. What's up? Oh, no English? Wow. What do you miss? Bonjour. Bonjour. All good. Well, I hope you guys enjoy your dinner.
He then starts being really annoying.
You go to France to do that shit, they are so immune to people trying to riz them for centuries that they're like Casper the Friendly Ghost. Oh, another one. Thing that I could say is that all my friends that are from France and come here in Montreal and they're like, wow, people kind of leave us alone here. It's kind of nice.
What if you could copy the exact system that I use to generate between $50,000 and $100,000 a month purely from posting commentary content online? My life right now consists of no boss, no commute, no alarm, and I work when I want. And I've spent the past 8 years building this framework out from scratch. and 1 million subscribers later, over 400 million lifetime views, and I've never once talked about exactly how I do it. Until now. Now, my system is called Viral to Value, and it's the step-by-step blueprint that I personally use every single day to turn viral moments into real, life-changing income in any niche. If you're ready to stop guessing and start building something that is actually yours, click the link below and let's get to work.
And on top of that, you're American that don't speak French. He's like, they think you're cocky.
Walking down the street because girls aren't looking his way.
Really? Really? No IOI? Bro, whenever I walk by a girl and there's no IOI, I'm like, what the
IOI, I'm pretty sure it's like what? Eye contact?
Indicator of interest.
Nothing.
Damn. Okay, looks maxing form, IOI.
Oh my God, bro. Kill me. When this guy said that line that I'll never forget, he's like, what's the point in friendship? What's the ROI?
ROI is return
on investment for friendship. When the guy was like, don't you want to have kids, a family? Like, what's the ROI on kids?
Well, what about like connecting with her because like you like her or something like that? You know, like maybe you want to start a family.
But where's the ROI in that?
This guy is a grade A weirdo.
Yes.
controlled? Like, they must be a lesbian. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's not an IOI, like they like me, like they have to be a lesbian.
I will also say, like, Paris is home to like the most amount of models on this planet. There's attractive people everywhere. People don't care. There's a pretty like liberal. They just go about their day. So you thinking like I'm cute or I'm looks maxing and people like, I don't know. It is a bit of like an American-centric where you think like just because you're, you know, conventionally attractive, everyone's going to lose their mind. But even that, like, you know, you go to a lot of American cities or like not Miami and stuff like that. People don't know who you are. They're not going to care.
You think you looks maxing in the States, in Europe, you're just Paris maxing. Pipe down.
Well, I don't know if he's trying to be sarcastic, what have you, but the frame here comes from the same type of thought of what when women say, right, like, you don't want to talk to them, therefore he must be gay. He's saying the same thing. Because the women are not looking his way, then they must be gay.
Hey, go, guys. Hey, how's it going? Just coming to watch soccer.
You're in Europe, you're calling it soccer?
No.
I don't even know who's playing.
Look how confused and annoyed she is.
I hope you guys have a good day.
You look at them looking like, who's this weirdo? And the reason why I'm mentioning this to you guys is I think sometimes people see these guys on social media and they see these guys in Miami and they're in the club and like everyone's, but that's because they're like with their fans. The average person does not give a fuck about influencers. I'm being very honest, y'all. Like people will be like, "Oh, but like, how do you go about?" I take the bus, I take the metro. Folks might ask me for a picture once in a while, but otherwise, don't give a shit. They don't care. Yeah. It's just funny to see these people who are clouded up and they still walk anywhere thinking like folks all are going to lose their mind and worship them.
Yeah, well, he's 1,000% correct, but it goes for anybody, not just influencers. If it's a super famous person, you ain't gonna care unless you have some type of frame of reference for the famous person. But I think that this is good that this is an IRL or an in real life stream because it's showing the wins as well as, I mean, we haven't seen any wins yet, but it's also showing the L's as well. And based off the results that he's getting, it's gonna inform young men if this brand of aesthetics maxing or looks maxing is something that they should undertake.
I hate them. I think you're pretty, but I'm fine with that arrangement.
I think you'll find a better arrangement. We're in Paris, so.
Leads.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, I think he just showed her social media. Okay, I'm sorry. I think that's like the most cornball move. Oh, look how many followers I have. Look. Yeah, 25% of that's botted. Look. I don't care what nobody says. Anybody who's starting to raise up a person like, look at my Instagram, I'm immediately going to think you're a lame. If you have to lean on your social media page rather than your personality or whatever, like it's the biggest indicator you're a loser in real life.
I feel like more people that like really got, that's the thing, you ain't got nothing else to say except that. You're a content creator without content.
People pretend like everyone has like zero self-esteem where they're all just going to be clout-hungry losers. And it's like, no, most people are not impressed by that, especially when you do it in that way. He is a conventionally attractive person. If he worked on himself and his personality to think about things other than just looks, he would do 100 times better over there than how he's doing it. But people see like the camera, the whole clout thing, and they're just like, yo, you don't seem like you're here for anything other than to try to use up. So people are not drawn to it. I don't know. Well, it's pathetic and sad because he's doing himself such a disservice, leaning into the very things, and he's not developing himself either. I don't know. And I see uglier dudes, substantially less attractive dudes, do super well for themselves just by developing a hobby that's social.
Clavicular then meets up with another streamer.
I think what's also happening here is the difference of culture, right? It's the difference of how it is or what works in a place that you're familiar with versus what works in a place that you're unfamiliar with, all right? And actually, I talked about this to a degree when I was, over there living La Vida Loca in Thailand, baby. And I talked about, right, like the difference of what necessitates a conversation in Atlanta, for example, versus what necessitates a conversation over there. Typically, over there, they call it land of the smiles for a reason. There's a lot less American anger. There's a lot less American bitterness, right? There's more people that are just more happy to just exist as opposed to being unhappy that they can't keep up with the Joneses. The distribution of wealth, for whatever reason, in America is a lot more illustrative than it is over there. And because of that, people are valuing different things. Therefore, things that you might talk about in a conversation with a young lady out in Atlanta will be markedly different than how you start or engage a conversation over there in the East. Nevertheless, let's go.
We're called Prince of Paris.
This
guy's cringe.
I can tell, listen, guys, I've been to Europe many times. This guy is not, this is not real. He's not real.
He walks around insulting people. That's all he does.
This guy? The left?
Yes.
I'm sorry, that hair slicked back and everything, this is a cartoon character. It's not a real person.
No, Harry Potter. That's it. He looks like Draco Malfoy.
Yes, but Draco Malfoy had more aura.
This is the Prince of Paris right here. Nice to meet you. He knows his way around the city like no other. So Gabby, if you want to join me and him, we'll show you a good time later.
I'm hanging out with my friends right now.
Hey, listen, I said later. If you want to come to the clubs, that's totally fine. If not, all good. All right, take care.
Damn, turns out a clouded up dude is not better than hanging out with her friends.
But look, here's the thing, okay? Even dating coaches will talk about what I'm about to say. Even if you're a super attractive guy out here cold approaching, right? Whether you're alone or you're in a group situation, your batting average is probably going to be about 0.1, all right? You will win in about 10%, maybe a little bit more than that if you're uber attractive, right? Uber tall. But then what you find is that the follow-up to the conversation, right? Like when you get their number that night and then they wake up the next day, even if you did everything that you needed to do, there's still a fall off from that period. And then there's a fall off when you try to get them for a day or a next meeting. There's always going to be fall off, right? So it's a quantity game in modern dating nowadays, right? It's way more about quantity than about quality because number one, you can't really even understand quality until you learn more about them. But for two, he's doing this for content. He has a camera that's following him and that, he's not trying to meet women that are quality. He's just trying to arrange the next arrangement. But if rejection like this is happening to conventionally attractive men, imagine what the average looking man goes through.
You know what I'm laughing at, guys? I'm not laughing at somebody going out trying to approach people. I think it's a great thing, especially if you're doing it in a respectful way. That's all great. I just, the whole lame thing of rather than using your person, you're trying to use your clout or thing. I think that's just fucking lame. Personally, that's all I think. Yeah. Walking up to somebody and be like, And the worst thing is that a lot of young people look up to this guy too. And all they're really seeing is that having a lack of personality isn't serving him. But he's trying to teach them about game and approaching people and how looks, everything is all that matters. Yes. And I don't know, there's just something super sad and pathetic about it.
Listen, I was actually out a little bit last night. And the young lady that I was having a conversation with, she starts talking about, right, let me give more context. She was getting free drinks at the establishment that we were at. So I started asking her questions like, oh yeah, how are you managing the free drinks from the bar girls? And she's like, oh, I have a sponsorship with such and such company. And I'm like, oh, you have a sponsorship? So you must have a brand manager. You must have, an influence, da-da-da. And she shows me her page and it's something like 10,000 followers, right? And she's super happy and talking about it, right? And she's showing this, that, and the third. She don't know my public presence, right? She has literally no idea. But did I say I have a public presence? Absolutely not. Why? Because I don't want to put that up on Front Street, right? I think that, especially in a city like this, right, I got to protect myself by all costs, by all measures. So I was still receiving game from her from a brand influencer partnership perspective. But did I enter into the conversation What I'm known for? Absolutely not. All right. And if y'all see me around Atlanta walking around with a pretty young thing, don't you bring that shit up either. Some of y'all be walking up to me, goddamn snitching, soft snitching. I had this one chick that I was taking out this one time in a sucker, an MT Army ambassador walked up to me, bro, I can't believe that I'm seeing her right now. And the chick looking at me like, who the fuck? You by the third or the fourth person, I'm like, all right, I do content on the internet. It's a pretty decent size. And she's like, oh. But then it's like, I didn't tell her, but it was brought upon me. All right. So keep it low key for me out there. You understand me? Shout out to all my savages out there. Let's keep going.
Oh, they're crazy. You know why you went to the bartender?
Yeah.
Because she can't leave.
Yeah, it's like
Turkey, wow. Okay. How'd you wind up here? I hate cigarettes, so.
Club.
Oh, yeah. Which color are you like?
I'm not. You want to hand a girl a rose? I think it's fine. Having your homie be like, here, yeah, which one you want?
The guy has no agency. Yeah,
that's crazy.
No home training.
Well, it's,
Like, at least if
it's like he's maximized the look thing, if he wants to say that, but he hasn't maximized the charisma thing or being able to talk thing. So
you're gonna do the cheesy thing, do it properly. Don't be like, oh, hey girl, do you like gavels? Here. Do you want to go back to?
So unnecessary.
Cool. Do you know what a jester is?
No.
Are you a jester?
You trying to insult people because he trying to neg him. Basically, what he try to do is he try to focus on the AMOG, the alpha male of the group, and he try to let me neutralize him.
How does Priest know this?
That's all fucking lingo. Let me neutralize him. You try to neutralize them in the language they don't know. You know what's a jester? Are you a jester? I don't know. Je comprends pas.
There's nothing to neutralize. The guy was just existing. What he was trying to do, he's trying to put that guy down and make himself look cool.
Yes.
But I just want y'all to think, in people who are not insecure, when is that ever a good thing?
It's like
if I'm hanging out with the homies and then somebody comes to the group and tries to put one of them down to make herself look cooler, I'm like, hey, bitch, get the fuck out of here. And that's what I mean when a lot of this stuff only seems to appeal to other losers. It's like, what kind of person is going to find you more endearing because you put down their friend?
Yo, she's hot right there. No?
But it gets so bad that Clev actually sends someone out to buy him a suit and roses to hand out. His friend Prince actually gets some girls interested, but Clavicular makes it seem like he's going to kidnap them.
Hey, if you want to roll with us, we're gonna head to one of the clubs.
Yeah, we got better plans than whatever you'll have planned.
Promise you that.
Yo. If you're interested, we're gonna go to the club. We're gonna go to one of the club. Bro, you were better when you were on drugs.
Here are the roses for them.
No, you need to be more dull than that. More dull. Dim it down. You're too happy. You have too much. Yeah.
Here, alpha male god. Here are the roses for them.
Thank you. Here's a rose for you. If you want to go to the club, we're gonna go to the club later if you want.
He's looks max. He's the best.
Look, not following.
You want to get in the car with us? We're going to the club. Right.
Get in the car with us. We got super light. We're gonna go to the club pop bottle and we're gonna have some fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to? Could I inject something in your face to make you look sexy?
Jesus. Good Lord, bro.
Guys, I'm telling you, there's so many people on this planet who do not give a fuck. And the kind of people who do are not the people you want around you. They don't. Look at this dude ODing on camera and all the people around him just watched and just be like, how's the stream doing? Yeah, when you only look for vapid things, the kind of people you're going to draw towards you, the people who are going to be around you are not going to give a fuck about your well-being. They're going to be there for vapid reasons, your fake numbers, your clout, all these things. All these guys, they look and they say, oh, all these people want to use me for my money, for my whatever. It's like, yeah, because that's all you advertise.
You know what I said? I said that years ago.
Yeah.
You're trying to attract women with cheese, you're going to end up with rats. Same thing with men.
I had the same friends before I made it to where I'm at now. And when I lose, if I ever lose all this stuff or the cloud's gone and the YouTube's gone, I'm going to have the same people around me. The reason why is we don't predicate a relationship on that. I don't see my and be like, look at my followers. I'd be like, yo, y'all want to get on a private jet today? We just have we talk about life. We check in on each other. I just feel bad for the kid. I say I feel bad. He's got a lot of influence. He's breaking in millions of dollars, so I don't feel that bad. But he doesn't have to do this. And he's really working against his own self-interest doing things this way.
It is my opinion that Abba and Preach, and perhaps we all do this from a content perspective, but it's my opinion that they're taking it more serious than what it actually needs to be. And the reason that I say that is because his formula of what he's doing, whether or not it's winning or it's failing. It's getting him to exactly where he wants. He's established himself as a looks maxer. He's established himself as an IRL streamer. And win, lose, or draw, he records, he streams exactly what is happening, and he's still able to rake in millions of dollars. And in fact, I think if he was more successful than not, it probably wouldn't be as entertaining. But he knows in the back of his mind that coming up, being awkward, doing weird shit with the dude who just, what do they call it? Mogging. By the way, I'm surprised Preach knows all of these damn words too, right? Like he's been studying the content. But like the mogging stuff, or what's the other one called? Like the jester maxing that they were just talking about. This is entertainment at the end of the day, right? So it's like, do you really watch this in order to copy him, or do you watch it because it's like a circus? Saying that he doesn't need to do this, meanwhile, while making way more revenue than Abba and Preach and Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews combined, is like, you know, it depends upon his goals within life. You know what I mean? Let's go.
What do you think? If you want to take a leap of faith that will show you a good time, then
Look at her face. It's
Like,
crazy.
what the hell?
Guys, look at the women on the other one. They're all like looking into they're all cringing.
Set up in the world.
correct.
Look. Like they're all like, okay, I guess I have to explain this because some of y'all turn me online. If you're dealing with a normal person, they're not very apt to just get in your car, even if you're famous, okay? Unless they're a super fan, they're not just going to jump in your car if they're a normal human being. And so when you guys travel to these parts of the world, there's a lot of normal fucking people. The fact that these guys can't tell us what's bothering me, like they're too socially retarded to realize. Most people not just going to jump in your car because you tell them there's a party.
Whatever.
I actually vehemently disagree with this. It all depends upon the context. I have many a war story where you met said woman or group of women, and then it turns into an engagement for the rest of the night, up into the early morning, if not for the entire weekend. Typically, the activity is suited for like more famous people or ridiculously handsome or attractive people, but also can be accomplished on vacations. Now, when I've accomplished this within group settings, right? Like you got to do it with some of your best friends. Y'all got to know each other in and out because it's like Jordan and Pippen, right? Like you got to the pass, give and go, alley-oop, dunk. Like, I mean, I'm talking Shaq, Kobe, the degree of collaboration, right? Like, but you have to create an air or a space of comfortability. And generally they feel a lot more comfortable the more charismatic that you are, the more that they see the things that they're looking for in men within that group, or a synergy or a bond so tight within the male friend group that you can't help but want to be attracted to it. All right, but that comes with the ability to talk, wit, and as well as charm, or riz as the young people of today like to call it. Lego.
Grab one of your numbers.
Look at the fan! Let me just... Woo! Let me not look at them because I'm gonna laugh in my face. That's them being polite.
I'm super interested.
That is them being polite. Oh my God.
Hard to watch. This is
hard.
This is the cringiest video of the year.
Cold approaching for good? Yeah, I plan on it. I'm never doing cold approach again because
it's tough.
I'm too famous and good looking. It's intimidating. So that's actually the reason that it doesn't work.
Bruh.
Yeah, that's the reason why.
Bruh. You know, the worst part is that there's a second part to this whole thing that gets even worse.
He's tweeting about how French people are ugly because too many people died in World War II. This ended up getting community noted with clips of Clavicular at the Paris fashion show. He looks like he's about to cry because he's getting mogged by French people. These other models are fans of his, so they're asking him for pictures, but he's getting upset because he feels like he's getting mogged.
Sure.
He got some comp.
Me too. I love how they all try to do like the autism face. Like all these motherfuckers are like trying to mog and shit. So.
That's your face, bro.
That's your face. He's complaining about what he does.
That's your life.
Or what he teaches people
to do. You mad because people are like you.
No, he's mad. He's really mad because the other guy's very attractive.
Yeah.
And he's not the fucking center of attention.
Yo, this is so
weird. This dude is a bit narcissistic. He's in a room with more attractive people who are ordinary, don't have his clout, and it's bothering him. He doesn't look like the best looking dude in the photo, so he's bothered.
Okay, bro. I know mogs. Botch. All right. Fat nose, goofy nose, yeah. You guys cope, bro. Dude, I'm looks maxing. I'm committed to the essential. I think people remember like how cooked my nose was. It was pretty bad.
Bro.
He's gonna go off from there because now he's gonna listen to that. He's gonna get another surgery.
Of course.
And then he's gonna destroy his whole face.
Of course.
And he's gonna look like plastic. Your face already doesn't move.
Yep.
So in return, his audience is comparing him to Michael Jackson. Clavicular then decides to give his new nose and ears a test drive by hanging out with Dean the Great.
Dog, these are the types of dudes where you see them up on social media and they got like the BBLs in their arms or they're all over their body because they injected all of that synthol in there everywhere. Or like the people that obviously have gone through some type of mental and their face is just full of all type of implants and stuff like that. It probably started out in a place where they wanted to change based off of, whatever someone has told them about themselves when they was in childhood or even like a young adult. And then it transitioned into something else, into constant surgeries, into constant tune-ups, fixes, and all this other stuff.
Dinner I got him.
He nose matching. You're nose fishing. If a woman have your child, she's gonna think their nose is gonna be like that. It's not.
Catfishing. You catfishing before.
Nose fishing.
There should be no child to begin with if your nose looks too wide. You know what I mean?
You're sitting next to two black.
Whoa.
Hey guys, if you guys saw his nose before was fine. I can't even argue that this is like an upgrade. But the dude is so insecure, rather than working on the things that he can control, as an already attractive person, he really went and got a nose job. I don't know, bro.
By the way, he live streamed his nose job.
This is very difficult for me that we're at this point in our lives with society.
No, he's got like 2 more years of this, and then.
Oh, the Murphy dude. So before this guy, there was another dude who was like the aesthetics dude. Okay, so like there's 3 versions of the aesthetics generation. Is Ziz. You remember that? ZYZZ? So he was a bodybuilding dude from Australia back in the day that went mega viral on a lot of forums, and then he became an international thing. I'm going to say 2010s, okay? Yeah. This guy's doing the whole injectables. He's talking about being aesthetic and how important it is or whatever it is. He goes to music festivals, very, very famous at the time. He passes away. How does he pass away?
Heart attack.
Pumping himself long enough, boom. Just recently, the second portion of this, I think the guy's name is something Murphy. Connor Murphy. Okay? Now, Connor Murphy was a bodybuilding dude, and I want to say in his defense, he wasn't somebody who was as autistic socially or whatever, but he was very obsessed with his looks too. And at one point he was seen as like the aesthetics YouTubers. He would do the injectables, he would do the whole stuff, he would do the videos of approaching the girls and showing out the physique. And then he ended up having like a midlife crisis. I don't know. He was younger than that. He was in his mid-20s. He started taking psychedelics. He realized all this stuff was empty. Ayahuasca. He quit bodybuilding, moved to Thailand, but he was doing still a lot of the crazy shit. And he ended up being dead, drowned in Thailand in a body of water.
The first time as a young adult that I've even heard conversations of like these psychedelics, ayahuasca, DMT, was when I used to listen to the Joe Rogan podcast like back in the day. This is like when it was on Apple, before it was even visual. It was just an audio podcast. And I would listen to them talk about that. And I think the one portion that Abba kind of glanced over there is that the young man's kind of downfall was precipitated by indulging into psychedelics and enough use of that stuff, as well as not taking care of your body while using that stuff. Living a hard life can have a long-term implication or impact on your mental health. Connor Murphy's last couple of videos that I watched before his untimely demise represented someone who was completely out of his mind. I know that the studies coming out now in terms of being able to heal, like let's say like a PTSD with the use of medical mushrooms. I think they're called medical mushrooms. I don't know the exact terminology, but let this also serve as a warning to the improper use of experimenting with these sort of really understudied drugs.
Like 2 days ago.
Yeah, I thought it was recent. The people who hyper obsess over their looks and the things they have to do to maintain it, the way it affects their personal lives, like that stuff can't be discounted. And most of them have a tragic end. And think about Clavicular. He had an OD on stream.
Blue and yellow purple pills.
You guys think this guy's gonna last? What's gonna happen to him after nobody gives a fuck about the cloud anymore and he's a regular person? Look at his self-esteem now. What's his self-esteem going to be when no one wants to hear about looks maxing fucking goofiness anymore? Imagine what he's going to do to get ahead when he loses everything. You can bookmark it. There's very little odds that I believe that this dude is going to make it at this pace past 30.
If like the whole looks maxing thing dies in 8 months, what can very much so happen because internet and fads and everything and stuff. Mm-hmm. So the way he has narcissistic tendencies, that's not going to be fulfilled. Mm-hmm. He's going to want attention that he's not going to get. People are not going to care. Go back maybe to substance abuse and then Pop goes the weasel.
Pop goes the weasel. I see a much more extreme version of Connor Murphy or even this guy. I see and they died early.
I have a question. So, y'all grab my waist. That's it.
Whoa. That's a hard IOD, so.
What does that mean?
Indication of disinterest, so I might have to move on from you.
What?
Guys, I don't even mind that he doesn't want to hang out with the girl after she said, yo, don't touch my waist, which I think is normal. I don't know what their dynamic is. Maybe it's valid, maybe it's not. Maybe she's tripping and she's just trying to look like she's hard. I don't know.
No, well, I'll be honest. I think he deserves some applause for the way that he handled that situation. He didn't get mad. He didn't get upset. He didn't try to neg or jester max her. I can't believe I'm using these terminologies, but he didn't do none of that. He just said, well, that's an IOD, right? Indication of disinterest, and started to walk away. Isn't that what you're supposed to do, is to just walk away when they do things like that, right? Is to not confuse later on when she tries to get you on that false allegation?
But like in real life, using all these cringe terms like IODs
yeah.
and,
okay, I get that.
Good point. ROIs for why we should hang out later. What's the return on investment for a date between us? Like, I don't know. And
you know what I was actually thinking? Like maybe the young man is a little bit autistic, right? Like maybe he has a thing there where he relies on analytics and data, right? So he has all these, like the verbiage and the terminologies to try to describe, right, or compartmentalize all these things that he's seeing like in the world around him. Maybe it's a component of the tism, all right?
That this guy's like the number one dude for folks is just crazy. We have taken people who used to be charismatic and we've gone to full social retards and autism bros as like the indicator of what you want to be like.
It's just fucking cringe. I just cringed for the whole 35 minutes.
It was. You know, a lot of people send me clips of him. He's like, but he's right though. Like he's right about looks and everything.
No, because he's got the looks and it does not work. Looks will get you somewhere, but looks could get you so far. Eventually people are like, empty vessel. The issue with looks maxing is that looks maxing, the people who choose to do it, it doesn't happen in a vacuum. And what I mean by that is like the problem with looks maxing oftentimes with folks who do like I know the hammer stuff might be a meme, but like the peptides and all that stuff is oftentimes you're trying to supplement like a deep insecurity that you have. Very rarely are people who are very deeply secure with themselves doing a lot of the looks maxing. And so a lot of the issues that they're masking with like their improved looks still exist. You could be marginally attractive. You could be like around the mid-levels and just get a decent hobby and you're fine. You know, this idea that you got to do all this shit to ever get a girlfriend and to even be looked at by people, it's just like, it's not real. It's not real, but we want to believe it's real, and so we justify it. Putting all that energy into looks maxing and not developing the other aspects of your life that are equally, if not far more important, is just too odd to me. So when I see the looks maxing community, it's no wonder to me that's so full of like autism bros. Anyone who would spend that much time obsessing over their looks is going to lack in their social skills. It's very hard.
Here's the thing. I agree with Abba's comments if he's referring to specifically to looks maxing and all of the extreme things that are being done. But fact of the matter is, I haven't done enough investigation to know if the looks maxing community is the way that Clav represents it, right? Or is he an extreme level of it, just the same way as in RP, there are extreme levels that are utilized as examples. Meanwhile, the majority of the looks maxing community will say things such as, hey, how many suits do you have in your closet? Right? Like, how often do you get haircuts? What's your waistline looking like? All right. How often do you work out within a week? What's your hairline looking like? Right? Do you need to let it go because your hairline back here and just go get a baldy, or go over to somewhere in Turkey in order to, get the surgery done, or, all these different type of things like that. Like, I think like there's a limit. And I think a lot of these dudes are gaining notoriety because they are stretching beyond the limit. And, that notoriety, whether positive or negative, is gaining them what they actually want, which is that cold hard cash. All right. Shout out to Abba Preach. I appreciate their deep dive into it because I ain't gonna lie, I have not done incredible deep dives up into that. So it was good to see a summary off that. But guys, let me know, based off of the content within this video, do you agree with the points and positions presented? Do you disagree with the points and positions? Let me know down in the comment box so we can continue to have these incredible conversations. Well, I do think that this overfixation on what it is that you look like has been blown completely out of proportion. I also think that the young man is playing a degree of a character in order to substantiate revenue in his bank account. But I also think that there's a portion of that character that is supplanted with a little bit of the tism. So it makes it make sense for where he's at and I guess where he's trying to go. But his extremeness with kind of this image improvement is not what we talk about over here. We talk about healthy masculinity or healthy image upkeep, and as well as identification of bad behavior, young ladies that don't deserve your damn time. Nevertheless, I appreciate you guys. You already know I appreciate you rocking with me. I love you guys. Stay safe out there. Protect yourself at all damn times. And I'll see you soon. By the way, link to this full video down in the description box down below. All right? But I appreciate you guys, all right? Until next time. Peace.
So, without further ado, MTR, cut through the BS like we in charge. No cap with the rappers like steel bars. I'm packing and rapping like here we are. Here we are. Mediocre tutorial reviews. Like, comment, share my views. Come up and I paid my dues. Big step in my black way shoes. MTR, he break it down, yeah, it's MTR. Check out the sound when it's MTR. No one put it down like it's MTR.